Good morning, everyone. Today we will study together the important content of Chapter 18, Community Environment Assessment. I am your presenter, Tan Yukin. As the primary setting for older adults' daily activities, the quality of the community environment directly impacts their quality of life and well-being. This chapter will systematically explain the key points and methods for assessing age-friendly design in communities. Let us now begin today's learning journey. The chapter content is divided into 4 main sections. Section 1. Community Age-Friendly Design Principles. This serves as the theoretical foundation for assessment work. Section 2. Community Facilities Age-Friendly Design Assessment focuses on the configuration standards of hardware facilities. Section 3. Community Healthcare Service Age-Friendly Design Assessment emphasizes the construction of health service systems. Section 4. Community-based home care and housekeeping services Age-Friendly Design Assessment concentrates on software service support. We will now proceed to examine each section in detail, covering essential content points and implementation requirements. First, let's examine Part 1, Principles of Age-Friendly Community Design. This section provides the theoretical guidance and fundamental basis for our assessment work. Community-based, age-friendly design refers to activities aimed at meeting the living and care needs of the elderly, taking into account their physiological, psychological, and behavioral characteristics, rationally integrating community resources. Optimizing detailed designs including achieving barrier-free design, introducing emergency rescue systems, etc., and eliminating factors in the living environment that are detrimental to the elderly. The following principles should be followed in the design of age-friendly communities. 1. Safety principle. The safety principle is the most basic principle of age-friendly community design. The facilities and spatial layout of the community should be designed with the safety of the elderly as the premise, and potential safety hazards should be avoided from the source. 2. Comfort principle. Based on the principle of safety, indoor and outdoor spaces should be arranged reasonably equipped with barrier-free facilities and assistive devices, and a certain area of green plants should be planted to improve the comfort and happiness of the elderly in the community. 3. Convenience principle. The design of pedestrian flow should be based on the premise of facilitating people's travel. The main activity areas of the elderly should be located near the intersection of the elderly activity flow. Various activity areas and their supporting service facilities should be arranged adjacent to each other to meet the convenience requirements of the elderly to participate in activities. In addition to the 3 principles previously mentioned, there are 4 additional important principles. 4. Accessibility principle. From the spatial layout of the community to the design of individual buildings, and from the supporting facilities of the community to the spatial design of the community buildings, all should meet the requirements of accessibility so that the elderly can easily reach the places they want to go. The accessibility principle is especially important for the elderly with mobility difficulties. 5. The principle of participation. The creation of the community environment should focus on enhancing the sense of participation of the elderly. The community should provide activity venues for the elderly and organize a variety of activities for them to enrich their daily lives and meet their needs to be active in their old age and realize their self-worth. 6. The principle of diversity. The activity facilities in the community should be rich and diverse, and the activity venues should be highly versatile and flexible, suitable for carrying out a variety of activities with rich content. 7. The principle of recognizability. The signs in activity venues should meet the requirements of being vivid with eye-catching text and concise and clear content so that the elderly can easily recognize and understand them. The picture shows the directional sign for a public restroom in a community. Next, we proceed to the second part, Community Facilities Age-Friendly Design Assessment. This section focuses on the configuration standards and evaluation requirements for community hardware facilities. Community facilities are public facilities designed to meet the basic needs of community residents. Community facilities not only meet residents' living and entertainment needs and improve their quality of life, but also optimize the allocation of social resources. Community facilities include the following types. 1. Commercial service facilities. Commercial service facilities mainly include vegetable retail outlets such as community vegetable markets, fresh food, supermarkets, etc., water, electricity, and gas service stations, post office, convenience service stations, etc. 2. Healthcare facilities. The elderly have a high demand for health management services such as medical care, healthcare, and nursing. Community healthcare facilities have the function of providing basic medical services for the elderly who are aging at home. 3. Cultural and recreational facilities. Cultural and recreational facilities can meet the needs of the elderly for daily cultural exchanges, physical exercise, and entertainment activities. The community cultural and recreational area should be divided into active and quiet areas according to the degree of interference of cultural and recreational activities. Physical exercise should be carried out in the active area, and activities such as rest, chatting, and playing chess should be carried out in the quiet area. The active area should maintain an appropriate distance from the residential buildings. 4. Safety protection facilities. Safety protection facilities are facilities that protect the personal safety of the elderly and should meet the basic requirements of barrier-free design and safe evacuation design. 5. Other supporting facilities. Other supporting facilities include stations, public restrooms, directional signs, etc. The assessment of age-friendly design for community support facilities mainly includes 3 dimensions. First, the age-friendly degree assessment of community support facilities, which examines whether the facilities comply with age-friendly design requirements. Second, the completeness assessment of community support facilities, which comprehensively evaluates the configuration of various facilities, healthcare facilities, cultural and sports entertainment facilities, and safety security facilities. Finally, the service radius assessment, which scientifically evaluates whether the service coverage of the facilities is reasonable and whether it can meet the usage needs of older adults. Now we proceed to the third section, Community Healthcare Service, Age-Friendly Design Assessment. This section focuses on the development standards of community health service systems. Community healthcare services are an important component of community services and the first line of defense in protecting the health of the elderly, especially those aging at home. These services focus on disease prevention and health literacy, improvement, disease diagnosis and early treatment and rehabilitation, and nursing care for the elderly. The assessment of age-friendly design for community healthcare services mainly includes the nature, geographical location, and scale of community healthcare service institutions, the scope of services, types of services, service hours, and whether the services provided by community healthcare service institutions can meet the needs of the elderly. The funding sources, fee standards, and medical standards of community healthcare service institutions. The staffing and equipment of community healthcare service institutions. The referral procedures of community healthcare service providers and the degree of interconnectivity with other institutions. Finally, we proceed to the fourth section, Community-Based Home Care and Housekeeping Services, Age-Friendly Design Assessment. This section focuses on the community's soft service support system. Community-based family care refers to using public resources within the community, such as social workers, social organizations, social welfare centers, etc., and other resources such as neighbors, friends, family members, etc., to help elderly people in need. Community-based family care primarily involves families and communities providing support services to elderly people who age at home. The target population for community-based family care mainly includes those living alone, the very elderly widowed individuals, those with disabilities, and those with dementia. The care provided mainly includes medical care, daily living assistance, emotional support, and household chores. The assessment of age-friendly design in domestic services primarily includes two key aspects. First, it is essential to evaluate whether domestic service personnel have participated in professional training and passed assessments, ensuring the professionalism of service providers. Second, it is necessary to assess whether the domestic service needs of older adults can be met in a timely and adequate manner. Both aspects are important indicators for ensuring that older adults receive high-quality domestic services. Today's lecture content concludes here. Please carefully consider an important question after class. How to conduct home environment assessment in a scientific and systematic manner. We hope everyone can integrate the community environment assessment knowledge learned today to deeply reflect on this question, thereby laying a theoretical foundation for future practical work. This chapter's presentation ends here. Through today's study, we hope you have comprehensively grasped the essential points and methods of community environment assessment and will be able to contribute your expertise to creating age-friendly community environments in the future. Thank you for your attentive participation.